Hey, and welcome to video number 4. I'm going to show you in this video how to install WordPress manually. So let's say, for example, that you don't have cPanel and you're using a different web hosting company that does not have cPanel and does not have the Fantastico Deluxe installed, and you need to know how to install WordPress manually. Well, I'm going to show you step by step how to do that. The first thing is to go to google.com and then type in WordPress install. And if you go to wordpress.com, let's see, download WordPress. So if you go to wordpress.org/download, and then you go and click on download WordPress. So we're going to download that. And then the next thing to do is, you will see here it says we've created a handy guide, which is a 5-minute installation guide. We're going to click that. We're going to follow step by step along. So it says famous 5-step installation. It says first thing you need to do is download and unzip the WordPress package. So let's go ahead and do that. This should be fairly easy. First thing you need to do is figure out the location as to where you want the files to be located. Now I'm going to just install it here, and you can extract or whatever, but I like to just drag and drop it. It's just the fastest and easiest way to do that. Okay, so I downloaded it, I unzipped it, and the next step is to create a database for WordPress on your web server, as well as a MySQL user. Now if you don't know what that means, I will show you what all that means. Now let's say, for example, that I go to 30minutescrapbooks.com. Now this could be different on different web hosting companies, so if you're not familiar, just ask them how to create a database, a MySQL database. And you want to make sure that the web hosting company that you're using is actually compatible with that. So I'm going to log into the cPanel. So for those of you that want to set it up manually, obviously if you have cPanel, that doesn't always mean that you have Fantastico. So the first thing you need to do is go to create a MySQL database. I recommend looking for it says MySQL databases or wizard. Click on either one, and in this case I'm just going to call it WordPress, or we'll call it WP. And then I'm going to create that database, click on next, and then here we're going to create the user. I'm just going to use something simple. And generally you want to run the password generator just to make it, a strong password. And I could do that if I generate password and use this password. I can do that as well. Just make sure that you remember the password, and that's pretty much it. Once you're done with that, click on create user, and then just click on all privileges, click on next, and that's it. Now you're going to need to have this information and the password, so make sure that you save this, and make sure you save this and the password. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. By this point you're pretty much almost done. The only thing you need to do now is to rename wp-config.sample to wp-config.php. So you're just going to go to the folder where you downloaded and unzipped those files, and then look for wp-config here, and just rename this to wp-config. So you could either click it once, or you could just right click and click on rename and just delete the word that says sample and the dash. And that's it. So we did that. It says open wp-config.php in your text editor, and then fill in the details like the database, the user, and the password. So that's going to be this step right here. So at this step, all you need to do is go to WordPress, wp-config, and then open it up. I try to open it just in text, That's probably the easiest way to go. And then from that point, transfer the database username, database password, and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So as you can see, I just replace everything in quotations and those single quotes with the WordPress database name, the user, and the password. Once you're done with that, just exit and save it. So make sure you saved it. I believe I saved it. Okay, I did. And once you're done with that, you can back out to the main folder here. Next thing, it says upload the WordPress files in your desired location. If you want to have the installation in your subdirectory, then you can do that here. So basically it just says upload it in a directory or at the root folder. The next step is I'm going to need to use FTP FileZilla. So enter your host, your username, and your password information. This is like your hosting information, and then click on Quick Connect. Now, some of you are different. Most of you will upload files to the public_HTML folder. Some of you is HTTP talks, and some of you it can be different. So just communicate with your web hosting company if you're unsure. So double click this. As you can see, I've already installed it in the main directory, but I want to create a new directory, and we're going to call it manual, because I'm manually installing the WordPress block. Once that is done, all you have to do is upload the files here. So I find the easiest way to do that is to basically go here, double click this folder, select everything, and then drag and drop that into this folder. Okay, so I've already uploaded the files, and if we go back here, the next step is to run the WordPress installation script by accessing wp-admin/install php. So it's very, very easy. All I need to do is go to 30minutescrapbooks.com. As you know, I installed the script in the manual folder, so I just put /, and then after that, that's where you put what they tell you to put, the wp-admin/install.php. So feel free to pause this and go to that. Now, as you can see, I went to this link, and it basically wants me to provide the title, the admin, the username, and the email, and that's pretty much it. So in this case, I could just provide the title, 30-minute scrapbooks, username, admin, the password twice, and then my email address. You can say allow my site to appear in the search engines like Google. I'm going to uncheck that because generally when you want to create that WordPress site, you don't want it to appear to Google right away. You want to make sure that you actually have good content out there before it sets it up. So I'm going to click on install WordPress, and I'm done. That's it. Click on login. Click on login, and that's it. So if I go to this page up here, you'll see that 30minutescrapbooks.com/manual. As you can see here, it's installed it in that folder, and we're done. That's it.